Hello everyone, welcome to my channel SW Metro official channel.
Logan yells out. Robyn's plan to replace him with Dayton Janelle reveals Logan's anguish. Has Robyn thrown a lot of luggage in Cody's family's lap? Robyn Brown's story was confusing. Robyn Brown, the fourth and youngest wife in this sister-wives marriage, stayed true to her account of her first marriage. However, it was challenging for fans to accept this story. She married her first husband, David Jessup, with the intention of taking on sister wives before she married Cody Brown. Robyn called her first marriage a polygamous marriage, but no other wives ever materialized. She and her ex-husband never went beyond monogamy as a result. Robyn claimed that because of her unstable marriage, they never took on another wife. What is Robyn's false polygamy knowledge? Sister Wives viewers did not accept her explanation that she did not bring in other wives because of a bad marriage. They might have believed the story if Robyn hadn't stayed long enough to have 3 children with the man who wasn't her idea of a good husband or father. Robyn, on the other hand, offered a wide range of advice regarding polygamy. But, in the last few seasons, the other wives suggested she knew little about living with sister wives, even though she went into her first marriage looking for the polygamy lifestyle. Victim and finance mess? In a video that is currently trending online, Robyn talks about her finances when she joined Cody's family. Robyn joined the family after taking on the debt from her first marriage. She was asked why she thought it was the best way to handle her divorce in a recent couch conversation. In her explanation, she said, assumed the responsibility of the debt in order to keep the peace. Additionally, she stated, I didn't want to fight it out in court. She became more of a victim after that, though. She described how it felt to her in great detail. Robyn said that up until that point, she was used to making ends meet and feeding her children. Sister Wives, Robyn and Collections. Additionally, Robyn Brown stated that she lacked the funds to pay her debts and was in collections. In addition, while seated next to Cody, she admitted her shame. However, Sister Wives fans reacted with clapping. Why she didn't get a job to pay off the debt baffled them. Consequently, Robyn appears to have brought significant debt from her failed previous marriage into the family. So, the other 3 wives' animosity toward Robyn after she and Cody returned from their honeymoon may have been more than just a case of jealousy. The dowry of the 4th wife probably added to the already strained family's stress. Although it has never been proven, fans believe that Cody and his other 3 wives put the debt into family funds. As a result, you can now watch Robyn's confession from years ago on the TLC series online. It serves as a helpful reminder of how Robyn Brown brought a lot of heavy baggage into the Sister Wives family. When Robyn first appeared on Sister Wives, she painted a troubling picture of her first marriage to David Jessup. She often spoke about emotional abuse, instability, and disappointment. However, she also curiously referred to that marriage as polygamous, which immediately raised eyebrows among longtime fans and critics. If her first marriage was unstable from the start, as she claims, why seek out the polygamous lifestyle in that context? Robyn maintained that she and David were planning to take on additional wives. However, that never happened. Their relationship remained monogamous until their divorce. For many, this undermines Robyn's self-proclaimed expertise in plural marriage. False polygamy credentials? Robyn's justification was that her marriage was too broken to expand into plural marriage. But viewers couldn't reconcile that logic with the timeline. She stayed with David Jessup long enough to have 3 children. If the marriage was that bad, why not leave sooner, or why pursue polygamy at all? Her inability to make that plural vision work may have reflected a lack of genuine understanding of polygamy rather than unfortunate circumstances. Despite this, when she joined Cody's family, Robyn positioned herself as a kind of spiritual authority on the lifestyle. Christine and Janelle, who had actually lived plural marriage daily for decades, often challenged Robyn's claims. In later seasons, even Cody began to suggest that Robyn viewed plural marriage differently than the rest. Robyn may have married into polygamy, but in practice, she never lived it fully, especially considering her monogamous dynamic with Cody in the last few seasons. Chapter 2, The Financial Victim, Robyn's debts become a family problem. One of the most revealing parts of Robyn's journey into the Brown household revolves around her financial history. In a now resurfaced video clip, Robyn opens up about the debt she brought into the family from her previous marriage. This wasn't just minor credit card debt or student loans. She claimed to have been in collections and unable to cover basic living costs. Robyn admitted that she assumed responsibility of the debt in order to keep the peace, avoiding a drawn-out court battle with Jessup. That might seem noble on the surface. But the deeper implications troubled fans, and possibly Cody's other wives. Why didn't Robyn work? Many fans found her confession confusing and frustrating. Why didn't Robyn get a job to cover her debt before joining a large family already stretched thin financially? She was young, able-bodied, and had time between her divorce and her wedding to Cody. Instead, she moved into the Brown family with 3 children and no apparent means of financial independence. Her past due accounts were likely absorbed into the family's collective finances, although this was never explicitly confirmed on the show. To add to the frustration, Robyn often spoke of her hardships as if they were entirely out of her control, drawing sympathy from Cody and occasionally the audience. But Janelle and Christine, both of whom worked hard to support their large families, likely viewed Robyn's victim narrative with skepticism. After all, they'd spent years budgeting, working, and stretching resources, while Robyn appeared to offer more problems than solutions. Chapter 3, was the honeymoon backlash about jealousy, or the dowry? One of the most controversial early storylines in Sister Wives was the backlash that occurred after Cody and Robyn returned from their lengthy honeymoon. Christine was visibly upset, and the family dynamic immediately shifted. Viewers were quick to assume that jealousy was at play. Cody's new wife, younger and freshly in love, had disrupted the balance. But over time, some fans came to a different conclusion. Maybe it wasn't just about jealousy. Perhaps the wives were reacting to more tangible burdens, like the financial liabilities Robyn brought with her. A hidden dowry of debt. While Cody and Robyn were enjoying newlywed bliss, Christine and Janelle may have been dealing with the ramifications of Robyn's past, unpaid bills, new children to support, and a husband who had just taken on new financial obligations. If the family's shared funds were used to support Robyn's children or cover her debts, the tension becomes easier to understand. This context could also explain Janelle's strong resistance to financial decisions in later seasons, such as building on Coyote Pass. She may have felt burned by past decisions that disproportionately benefited Robyn at the family's expense. Chapter 4, the online reaction. Robyn's confession sparks fan fury. Robyn's resurfaced financial confession has sparked renewed outrage among fans. Social media threads and fan forums are filled with critical comments about her perceived irresponsibility. The biggest question many viewers asked was, why didn't Robyn work to fix her own financial mess before marrying into a large, fragile family structure? Some point out that Robyn did eventually open the controversial My Sister Wife's Closet online jewelry store, but that venture didn't last long and didn't generate significant income. Others note that she seemed content allowing Cody and the family's shared resources to help raise her children and stabilize her finances. Even sympathetic viewers agree that Robyn's story is full of contradictions, claiming both a desire to be independent and also playing the victim when things went wrong. Chapter 5, the emotional baggage. Robyn's influence on the family dynamic. Beyond the financial side, Robyn also carried significant emotional baggage that affected the Brown family. Her claims of abuse in her first marriage, which have never been independently verified, helped her garner Cody's sympathy from the start. But these same claims may have also subtly positioned her as more deserving of Cody's protection and attention. Cody's protector role. Cody often treated Robyn as someone to protect, rather than as an equal partner. This protector dynamic arguably started the long unraveling of the family. As Cody became more fixated on Robyn's happiness and security, he distanced himself from the other wives, who were expected to shoulder responsibilities without complaint. Christine, Mary, and Janelle all had stories of perseverance, self-reliance, and sacrifice. But Robyn's story was different. She arrived with wounds, and Cody took it upon himself to heal her. In the process, he let his other relationships falter. Chapter 6, did Robyn truly join a plural marriage, or escape a monogamous one? There's a strong case to be made that Robyn didn't so much join a polygamous family as she escaped a monogamous one and eventually turned her new plural family into something monogamous again. Today, Robyn is the only wife still with Cody. Christine, Janelle, and Mary have all walked away. And Cody himself has stated his desire to embrace monogamy with Robyn. That's a far cry from the vision of polygamy that Robyn supposedly sought. In hindsight, it seems Robyn may never have fully embraced plural marriage. Whether by design or happenstance, she is now Cody's sole partner, and the Brown family as it once existed has collapsed. Conclusion: Robyn's heavy luggage was more than symbolic. Robyn Brown came into the sister-wife's family with more than just 3 children. She brought a tangled web of unresolved financial, emotional, and interpersonal issues that quickly became everyone's problem. Her confusing backstory, significant debt, and victim narrative altered the course of the Brown family forever. While Robyn may not have intended to dump her burdens onto the Browns, the reality is that her entry introduced stressors that the family never recovered from. From financial strain to emotional tension, her presence reshaped the dynamics, and, ultimately, led to the family's unraveling. Fans will continue debating Robyn's role in the fall of the Brown family. But one thing is certain: the luggage she brought was not just symbolic. It was real, it was heavy, and it left a lasting mark on every single member of the Brown household. Logan Brown was introduced to Sister Wives audiences in 2010 as the eldest of Cody and Janelle's 6 children. He was calm, level-headed, mature beyond his years, and quickly became a fan favorite. Logan, from a young age, carried the heavy emotional burden of helping raise his siblings, particularly during the family's tumultuous move from Utah to Las Vegas. Cody often praised Logan as responsible, organized, and destined for greatness. The show highlighted Logan's leadership skills. He helped with household duties, mentored his younger siblings, and even took on emotional labor for his mothers, especially Janelle and Christine. But something changed. And it changed fast. 2. Robyn enters the family, a shift in Cody's priorities. When Robyn joined the family as the 4th wife, the Brown family's dynamic shifted. Cody's attention began drifting away from his older kids and focusing almost exclusively on Robyn and her 3 children from a previous marriage, Dayton, Aurora, and Brianna. At first, this seemed understandable. Dayton, as the only boy among Robyn's children, struggled to adjust. He was diagnosed with Asperger's, and Robyn frequently emphasized his special needs on the show. She spoke of how difficult Dayton's childhood had been and how she hoped to help him thrive in a stable family setting. What fans noticed, however, was how Robyn's help seemed to come at the expense of Logan's role. 3. Dayton begins taking Logan's place in subtle ways. After moving to Las Vegas, fans began seeing less of Logan on camera. At the same time, Dayton started appearing more. Not only that, Dayton began attending family meetings, participating in bonding activities with Cody, and even receiving praise that had once been reserved for Logan. What's more, Cody adopted Robyn's children legally, something he never did with any of his other wives' kids. This legal step gave Robyn's kids, including Dayton, an elevated status. Dayton even began calling Cody Dad, while Logan began to recede from view. Robyn started referring to our oldest son during interviews, and she wasn't talking about Logan. She meant Dayton. 4. Janelle's reaction: concern turns to heartbreak. At first, Janelle was cautious in her approach. She maintained a supportive posture toward Robyn and Cody's new marriage. However, over time, the cracks began to show. Janelle subtly commented in Sister Wives confessionals about how things weren't balanced anymore and how Cody's attention toward her kids had shifted. Janelle tried to stay diplomatic, but behind the scenes, she reportedly watched her son Logan's spirit slowly break. According to insiders, Logan was deeply hurt by how quickly his father became obsessed with Robyn's family and how Dayton seemed to inherit the very legacy Logan had worked so hard to build. Janelle knew Logan would never speak out, so now, she's doing it for him. 5. Logan's retreat from the show, a cry for freedom. As Dayton's presence increased, Logan's declined, until it vanished altogether. He appeared briefly in a few episodes, primarily at family events, but his speaking time was minimal. By the time Logan attended college at UNLV and later got engaged to his now wife Michelle Petty, he had completely removed himself from the Brown family circus. Many fans assumed Logan simply moved on and wanted privacy. But now, the truth appears more complicated. According to